Good morning, Denise here at Junk Journal Junkie UK. Back for another video this morning. I'm clearing my desk ready for the Flower Fairies journal, which is going to start, well, for me later today, for you tomorrow. Will be the video up tomorrow. So I've chosen the papers. I thought I'd just show you really quickly, and I have this very second forgotten what they're called. I'll tell you tomorrow on the video, but it's a kit by Janie B. Not a kit of papers, and they're florally and creamy but quite muted, so I thought with the brightness of the Flower Fairies, a kind of what I was looking for, plainish but beautiful colours. They're all double-sided. As you can see, my my printer doesn't print borderless. It's just a very basic HP printer, and there's nothing wrong with it, so as I can't think of any reason for changing it. Would be a waste of money, except for that I have to cut all my papers down, which is not a problem, but they come out at this size, which is, yes, roughly, excuse my grotty mat, 5'10", so about 12.5 centimetres each page, which is where am I? Which is about 5.5 inches, and I'll do the inches while I've got it here in height. So it's 7.5 inches in height, which is 5, 10, 15, just short of 20 centimetres high. So some of you might call that a TN, I don't know, but that's the biggest size journal I can create when I'm using kit papers and cutting them down. But that's a nice size journal. I quite like it. I'm quite happy with it. I'm used to it, so it will be a lovely bonus when I get a new printer and I can do bigger ones. But for now, that's the papers, etc., for tomorrow for you guys. Looking forward to it. So like I say, I was clearing my desk, my table, and I came across a few bits and pieces that I'd like to use up. So a couple of pages of the franking paper that I made when I was using up my scraps. I did a few bits with you, and then I carried on. I think I told you on camera that I'd done some franking paper, and I've just backed one after I'd stitched it and one before I stitched it, just to use the scraps, the real pretty scraps up. And this box, which you probably all recognise as an Amazon box, which came with my little microphone in it, which I hope is doing the trick, and some wallpaper that my sister kindly got me, some samples. I have made a cover with it and a couple of other things, and I found this sheet here because I don't have much wallpaper. I haven't got a place to store it, so it's been sitting around, so I thought looks like that might be worth trying to make a journal cover out of. So this won't be for the Flower Fairies, it'll just be a journal cover for whatever journal I decide. But I thought I could just stick the wallpaper on the front, perhaps use the franking paper. I'll have to cut it down, but it'll be glued for the insides, and then if I get time, make a couple of pockets, because I found these, so a couple of really basic junk journals that I'd just been playing around with. Some really pretty papers in them though, so I don't want to waste them, but it's not really got much of a cover on it. It's not got an awful lot of journaling paper in it. It's nearly all interesting paper that with pockets and things like that in it. And then I've got something sort of started but not finished, which is kind of all journaling paper, coffee dyed, tea dyed, food colour dyed, and a bit of a cover. So I thought if I finish that off like this one, and that one needs sticking down, I'll just stitch it in with a pamphlet stitch, put a bit of lace down it, and then I thought they might just sit in a pocket each in there. I'm off camera around to, I think, sit in a pocket each in there, and it make a nice little folio, journal folio thing. Okay, so I don't know how it's going to go. I'm just trying it on camera. I might be able to stitch around it, depending on what my sewing machine thinks to the thickness. I think it would be nice if I could, so we'll give it a go. So all I'm going to do is, did I show you the wallpaper? It literally just fits. So it's just going to be across like that, across like that, and then I can have some kind of a topper or some kind of embellishment on the front, and the back's got the pretty love heart. I don't know if you can see, but it's sparkly wallpaper. Okay, so I thought I'd just glue this one down, then glue the franking paper on the insides and see whether I need to stitch it, which I can't do on camera because I haven't got a machine set up in front of the camera, or if I'm just going to stick some pockets on here and now. We'll see. So let's glue this. It's going to take a lot of glue, I think. And I don't have a brayer. I think a brayer would be a good idea for me, but I think my bone folder might do the trick. I'm just wondering if I ought to reinforce that centre piece with a piece of material. That might be a good idea. Just so happens I've got my scraps at the side of me. I think I will. It is quite thick card, but I can see it's got quite a strong crease in it, so I mean the wallpaper's quite thick, so it'll probably be fine, but while we're here we might as well give it a bit of extra. Okay, I'll stick some fabric tack on that. It's not going to be seen. I just grabbed the first piece of scrappy material to hand. But it never hurts to reinforce something that's bending all the time and made out of paper or card. See if that's enough. So obviously the glue on top of it's going to hold it down as well. I don't want it lumpy though. Let's put some under there. It's got a bit of a crease in the material. It's a bit nice and flat. That's it. It's lovely cotton, that material, but it does fray, which sometimes is nice. It's not really what I wanted in here. It didn't take me long to get covered in fabric tack, did it? So it's a lovely quiet Monday morning here, 9 o'clock. The birds are singing and it's just a nice temperature. There's no, at the moment there's no glaring sun. Whether it's going to come out today, I don't know. For those of you that don't know, I'm in Lincolnshire in the UK. I know there's quite a few people in other countries who are watching. I wonder what the weather's like where you are. Oh gosh, that is hard work squeezing that. And I've got all my windows open, so you maybe can hear cars etc going past, but that's the way it is, I'm afraid. Oh gosh, I want to put quite a bit down. I'm wondering if it's going to end up lumpy or if I'm going to have to get my fingers in there and spread it out. I don't have a spreader. I could do with one really. So many things I could do with. Oh gosh, that's given my arms a workout this morning. Right, what do we think? Shall we spread it out? It's quite thick wallpaper. I think it might be okay actually. And I've got nothing on my mat, so you can see why it's covered in glue and various things. I really will have to treat myself to something new and just use this for gluing on. It wasn't very expensive, to be fair, but I cut on it a lot, so I would miss it if I got rid of it and didn't replace it. Do with a wet one on there. That's it. Oh, let's get it on straight. That might help the job. Okay. I do hope my machine will sew it, because it just gives it that bit of extra strength, sticking power, staying power, if I'm going to give it to somebody or sell it. Right, let's just see if it will close before we start. I don't squash the wallpaper side too much, because it's got like a bit of a texture on it. I do love the way it sparkles and it catches the light though. I hadn't thought about that flap, reinforcing the flap. Oh, I think that paper's really thick, I think it'll be fine. So I've created a crease now. Not sure it wants to lay flat. Tricky. And it's wallpaper, so it should stretch a little bit. It feels like it's got a bit of a plastic coating on it, so hopefully it will move. Only time will tell. And the tricky bit's going to be the flap. Shall I do that first, or shall I do that last? So 2 really tiny cuts, not quite 2. I can't really call it a spine, can we? The centre crease. A bit bigger than I intended actually, but it is quite thick paper, so just so that when I fold it over it sits a bit nicer, a bit easier, not too much bulk in the way. And then I'm going to start on this side, because I know what I'm doing here, and turn the corners over. And I'm wondering if I might use a bit of fabric tack on here, because I want it to stick down really well on the corners. That's strange, because that's not on the corner, but let's have a look. Yeah, I think fabric tack was the right thing. Let's give it some overkill. And hold it till it sticks. I'm going to stay. I've got a clip. Excuse me hiccuping. I think I didn't have my breakfast yet this morning. Just got on and got my table squared up. So I hope I'm not going to start hiccuping, because that's what I do when I'm hungry. I'm going to put those on the floor in a minute, I can see. I was lucky to find one. Am I going to find another? Probably not. Oh, a little paper clip. That might help. Just to stop it moving while that magic glue does its trick. Okay, that was the easy bit. Now I think this should work the same, just a square corner, shouldn't it? So I keep picking the wrong glue up. I've got one that's very nearly empty, and I've had the bottle a while, so I don't want to refill it anymore, but I don't want to use it on camera because I'll never get anything out. It's quite a job getting to the bottom of it. Now that's a bit bigger flap, and it seemed to grab better. So I just hold that a moment. I might not have to clip that. So I've got 2 or 3 more subscribers over the last couple of days, which is lovely. It might not sound a lot to some of you, I know, but we all started somewhere also. But but it really cheers me up when I get a couple of new subscribers. Just to know that people are interested enough or care enough to take the time to subscribe. So thank you to those of you, if you've just subscribed in the last couple of days, you know who I'm talking to, and to those of you that have been subscribed to me for the last, well, probably 4 weeks now. So I'm at, I think, 34 or 35. I'm on the wrong glue again, which is brilliant to me. It might not sound a lot to you, but it's brilliant to me. And I know when people have their hundreds and the 500s and then the thousands, they have a giveaway. But I'm so chuffed that people are interested in my little channel that I'm dying to do that. So I'm thinking when I get to 50 we might have a little giveaway. Please comment below, tell me if you think that's silly, but I know when I've been junk journaling a little while, but I know when I went in a giveaway with Tanya at Tatty Treasures, and I won something. I think it was quite a big one. She had quite a lot of subscribers and she had like 10 prizes, but oh, I was chuffed to bits, I really was. And I'd only just started out, so I didn't have it was papers that we won from Nanine at College Type. I was chuffed to bits. It's just so nice to win things. So obviously it won't be anything big, hopefully make something on camera and then do it as a giveaway for my 50 subscribers. Oh, that is one large bee. Gosh, I'm sure he'll find his way out again in a minute. I wonder if you heard him. Right, so yes, I'd like to do that, even if only 5 or 10 people enter. That would be nice. So unless you think it's silly, like I said last time, I'm open to all your positive ideas and comments. Let me know what you think. Right, decisions. Am I going to, because I've used both glues now, am I going to Fabri-Tac or am I going to, I think it's Aleene's sticky glue it is. Am I going to sew it? That's the thing, it's quite thick, that paper. But if I go slow, right, I think I'm going to Fabri-Tac it. I know it's a lot of glue. Oh, excuse me, I've thrown it on the floor. I hope I didn't knock you then. But, well, maybe I could do a bit of both. That's a good idea. If I use it right on the edge of the Fabri-Tac. Which bit shall I do first? This end. So I'll just use Fabri-Tac on this one. Yeah, if I use a bit of both and just use the Fabri-Tac on the end, I'm not using the expensive glue when I don't need it. I'm going to go for a bit of both. Turn this one up now. But I've still got that really good grab. I just trust Fabri-Tac. It's never really let me down as far as I can think. Whoops. Okay. That's going to ooze out everywhere, isn't it? But it's going to be covered, so that's fine. So I've done the tricky one first, because I think this is the one that's going to be the hardest to stick. But I can always add tape or something like that afterwards. Now, so far, don't know if I should say this, it's going down quite well. Sorry if I'm a bit slow with it. I'm just wanting to take my time and make sure it's sticking. Let's see what it does, see if it pops back up again. I'll put these clips on the corners now. Sometimes the glue's good enough, you've just got to be patient enough to let it grab and dry a little bit, which is fine in real life, but a bit more tricky on video when you're wanting to get on and do the next step. Right, lay that down, Denise, that's it. So yeah, there's quite a lot of glue there again, but it is a small edge. And this was the full width of the wallpaper, so I couldn't make it any wider than it is. I didn't fold this one over first like the other one, did I? Okay, we're all right, I think. So yeah, you're always best to crease it and then glue it and then crease it again, which is what I didn't do. Now, the next question is it nice and straight? I think I've got those little peggy things. They'll hold it. Hope I don't stick them to it. Okay. There we. Yeah. It'll be pretty, I think. That's going to be folded over like that. And I think I've put that wallpaper on upside down because that was the back, wasn't it? Oh heck, that's going to be a left-sided opening now. I bet you were all watching that and screaming at me. Well, it is what it is, it'll have to be a left-sided opening. Gosh, anything else? Is that it now? I've done all the silly stuff. We'll see what it's like when it's finished. Like, it was all scraps off my desk, wasn't it? It's a shame about the wallpaper if I've wasted it, but I don't think it's wasted. And just see how odd it is having a left opening book. Well, there's one way to get the love heart on the front, wasn't it? Okay, let's get this stuck down now because it seems to be sticking fine with the two glues. I maybe didn't even need the Fabri-Tac, but let's be safe. Oops. Don't know why I did both flaps at once there, but obviously not thinking about what I'm doing, but there's no reason why I shouldn't have two together. Can you hold there now? A bit stronger, and I'll put one of those smaller ones on there. Oh, it's started to grab. I'm talking to myself quietly again then. I wonder if you picked that up with my microphone. Hope so. I know it was annoying when I was... Well, it was annoying to me when I listened back to my own videos when I started mumbling off in my own little world. Comes from used to just crafting along on your own without thinking what people are listening to you. Okay, on the final side, and that one worked fine doing two at once, so we'll do two at once again here. So I know a few people that have subscribed to me are also new, not necessarily junk journalists, but new to sharing their things on YouTube. So new creators like myself. So it's lovely that they've taken the time to subscribe while they're busy trying to build their own channels. Like I say regular, it's such a lovely community, it doesn't surprise me now. I'm used to it. But hi to all you guys out there who are learning on the job like me. And of course those of you that have been doing it for a long time and perhaps even started the community, keep doing what you're doing, because we're a lot of us are still in awe of everything you create. I think for me, especially the people who come up with the new ideas, who are creating things from scratch that nobody's done before, or reinventing. Some people say you can't create anything new, but I love it when I'm watching somebody and they come up with an idea and it just turns into something brilliant. Okay, so apart from it being back to front, because it's directional I can't turn it around, you see. No, the whole picture is that way up. So it is a left opening journal, whether we like it or not. Folio, don't know why I keep calling it a journal. And I, apart from wanting to use these up, I hadn't really thought about whether they go or how I would cut them, etc. I'm thinking, well, that one will be fine anyway, because the stitching is all stuck down regardless of where I cut it. And this one has got a lot of stitching on it, so you know, if I have to cut it across the stitching and what have you and stick it down, it should still all stay in place. I can see something lifting there. Oh, that's it. So the question is, how much of it do I need? And then what am I going to put on here? I think that might be my first job, sticking something up there so it's covered. Oops. Oh dear, I think you all know what that sound is. It sounds like I've got a notification. Sounds like Amazon might be delivering today. What can I put up there? What about some washi, seeing as we're using stuff up? We think to some dotty washi. Dotty, and we are eclectic, aren't we? Yeah, go on, let's have a couple of pieces of washi tape up it, because it really is losing its tack now, this washi tape. It's been on my desk all, I was going to say all summer. Summer's not over yet, is it? I don't know, I might have to cover the edges with something afterwards, but no, the thing about washi is it doesn't like to stick on top of itself very well. But it will be stitched, won't it? I'm going to put another piece on because I haven't quite covered the board, and I've only got one thickness and that's it, it's not very thick. So I'm going to put another piece on there. And then the stitching, when I stitch it, will catch it if because I've tried sticking it before with Fabri-Tac, it just doesn't like, it doesn't seem to like to stick on top of itself. I suppose it's plastic, isn't it? I don't think that Fabri-Tac say they stick plastic to plastic. Okay, so I might put something pretty down there if I decide to decorate it further. But it's covered for now. Maybe should have put some material on it, like I did the spine there. Okay, it's one of those quick, what would you call it, cheap and cheerful jobs. I wonder if I want a piece in there as well. I'm going for this. I'm going for it now. Don't know why I'm using Fabri-Tac this time, but I don't want a piece of brown sticking out. This really is crafting on the fly. But I have to say, this is kind of what I do when the camera's not rolling. I try stuff, and then if I don't like it, I can redo it. Yeah, I'm gonna be brave and take these off now, this side anyway, because I need to measure what I'm cutting. I'd like it to go, oh, it's going to be right in that sewing line, how annoying. I'd like it to go quite close in. It's got a bit of a ratty-tatty bit. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll put the franking paper on each side, and then I'll have a strip of material in the middle. And that's not far off the right width. I wonder if I can trim this edge and then get away with putting it right close up to the... Is that where I had it? Yeah. Yeah, barely needs anything off. Because it's not square or anything, I just stitched it together in a straighter line as the eye could see. Yeah, I think that's going to go fine on there. Don't know about the edges, but where do we want it? Pencil, where are you? I want it quite close up. And we're going to go about that. And I'm just going to cut it with my little chopper because I think that'll be the easiest job. Got glue on it? No. Oh yeah, that's right. Easy, easy, easy. Sorry if that was really loud. I don't know now about this microphone and if I'm going to start deafening people. Yep, okay, so what we're going to do on the edge kind of needs turning over. Oh, I am going over the whole thing. I need to put the washi tape on, need I? Oh, shall I just... Oh, that's going to make life easier, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Yeah, a square is definitely easier without a turned over corner, so what should we say about that? I hope this turns out like something worth keeping, but if it doesn't, I've had some wonderful time playing with it and cutting and sticking, and you may never get to see it, but I've enjoyed myself already. Yeah, I think that's going to be easier to stick, and then a bit of material across that middle. Yeah, we're going to go for that. So I think I'll do the same again, use this one all across the middle, the Eileen's tacky glue, and then just a bit of Fabri-Tac around the edge. I know it's sometimes difficult to stick where the stitching is, so I'll put some quite thick bits on. That wallpaper does seem to be hiding all the lumps and bumps so far. Oops, this glue's getting a bit empty now. It's a little small bottle because I find it easier to squeeze, and I don't know if I'm weedy in the hands or I've got a bit of arthritis in my hands. But I have a big bottle. I just keep filling the little one up. The little ones are so expensive to buy. We about middle there? No? Well, hopefully there'll be a pocket going on this bottom bit anyway. Oh. Stitching's quite noisy to bumpy. Well, it certainly is a mishmash of colours. I'm going to get the colourful book in as well, the notebooks. Perhaps I need a plain pocket on it. I've twisted that round, or it's not cut straight. So, just keep bending it. It doesn't seem to be stuck. Oh, I see. I knew that that tape does not like to stick to itself. I'll give it one more go, but it'll have to be stitched for sure, so I hope my machine's up to it. Maybe just didn't leave it long enough without bending it, and try not to bend it now. Ugh, that's gloopy. it's bright and cheerful. You can't say it's not. Oh, got a bit of blue going on there. Where's the other piece? Whoops. Good catch, Denise. So they don't go in any. That is quite a, and I like clashy, but oh, we're just using up. Just do it. Yep. So pencil. Just notice the lid was off my glue stick. Perhaps we have to go in line with that one, seeing as they're going to be seen together. Ha! Where did I do it? Is that it? Yeah. I've cut that lovely April piece of paper off, which is from Edith Holden. But maybe it will make belly band or make something, that is for sure. Hang on to that. Okay. Oh, forgot to do it the other way, didn't I? Which bit shall we cut off? This bottom end, I think. Where are we going? About there. I'll keep it in sight this time so I don't lose it. Bang. There. And I'll make some snippety things out of that. Clusters. Yep. Okie dokie. Keep tipping my glue up the right way, and then it's not ready to play when I'm ready to use it. Just have a sip of my tea while the glue's doing its thing. Okay. Ah, that's better. It was worth waiting for this time. That's better. Right, let's stand it upside down. That's it. Tiny bit of fabric tack around the edge again. Don't know if I need it, might be overkill, but I'm obviously in one of those use it moods today. I don't know what was up with me yesterday, but I just did not feel like crafting. So, which is unusual, very unusual. I think I'd maybe done a bit too much when I did all those journals. I think I maybe got a bit fed up. So I just cleared my desk and tidied things away, and of course can't find anything today, but there we go. I woke up this morning ready to just jump in and do something creative because I'd had the whole day not doing it, so that was good. Wasn't quite expecting to make something this colourful, shall we say. Why are you? So the two pieces are not stuck together. Must not have stuck the backing on it well enough there. When I've I've cut the stitching off, it's come to say hello. There we go. That's better. Oh, it's definitely warming up here, unless I'm working hard first thing in the morning. Yeah, so I'm not going to bend that front flap until it's glued properly, she says. And I just put some material down the middle, I think, and then I've just got a few bits here. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. Then I think I'll let it set properly before I put the pockets on it. But it might not look quite so vibrant once these are in. Oh, maybe it will. No, I think with a nice plain pocket either side, that's not too bad, and then it's pretty when you take them out. So I just want something up the middle that's probably a little bit plain. And what about a little bit of this linen? I think that might be the trick. Don't think I want the lacy bit, do I? No, just a little bit of that linen. So let's cut the lace off. I can't imagine what I'll do with that lace. I was joking, of course. It won't be hanging around long. Gosh, that's strong. One more go. Oh. Oh, crikey. That's good linen. Oh, that's it. Perhaps I need to go and have my breakfast. Not quite long enough that way, that's a shame. So, see if I've got one more rip in me. Oh, nearly. Whoa. Oh, that's lovely and frayed, and I've obviously used the other half, but I can't think where at the minute. Yeah, I've got one frayed side and one not now. That is certainly going to hold its... Let's take a bit of the excess off and do the rest when it's dry. This might tone it down a little bit as well. Well, maybe mismatch, but I have enjoyed myself doing this. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. Yeah, that is very heavy cotton, that. Yeah, scratched my face. I wonder if I've got fabric tack on my face now. Put some on that stitching, because sometimes stitching stops the glue from... I don't know if it soaks it up or it's just tougher to stick, but I've noticed when I'm gluing on top of stitching, I have to be very, very certain that I've glued it and it's got glue on it. Yeah, this side seems fine. So I'll trim it back when it's dry and stitch around it, pop a couple of pockets on, and then I'll show you it, I promise. Just like I'm going to show you all the flower fairy stuff that I've stitched. So maybe I'll start next video showing you everything I've caught up and stitched. Okay, so there we go with a left opening pocket, left opening folio. Just using up bits. I've got some Velcro dots. I don't know if they'll be... Oh, I've done that and I bent it. Oh, it seems to have stuck. I might put some Velcro dots on it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching that. I certainly enjoyed making it. Lovely to see you. Give me a thumbs up if you think you can, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow with the flower fairies if you can join me. Looking forward to starting that one. Thanks ever so much for joining me, and have a lovely day. Bye for now.